Hi there and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, then my name is Abigail and I make videos based around intentional Christian parenting. And I'm really excited about today's video because I'm going to be sharing with you all my Christmas gift ideas for toddlers. Now these gift ideas are going to be mainly for the 12 to 18 month age bracket, but there's also going to be some for older children as well. These are basically because my child is 15 months old, so what I know is kind of the 12 to 18 month age gap. But I have got a few things here that I've bought for when he's older, around about 2 or so I'm going to be including them as well. If your child is younger than 1, then subscribe because I'm going to have another video coming out and that's going to be my next video, and it's going to be gift ideas for under 1s. So hit the subscribe button if you want to see that one. Now I think the 12 to 18 month age group is a really fun time to buy gifts for your child because they're just starting to play properly. Up until 1 they don't play a huge amount, but I found that when my son hit 12 months he was like suddenly playing with everything, and it's so much fun picking out fun activities for them to do, and I feel like they develop quite a lot between 12 and 18 months as well. So this is a really fun thing to pick gifts out for. I hope it's really helpful for you. If you enjoy it, subscribe and leave me a comment down below and let me know which idea you like the best. Now all these gift ideas I'm going to share with you today are either things that my son has got already, things that I'm buying him for Christmas and I know he loves, or things that he's played with at toddler groups and that I know he loves that way. So all of these things I have direct experience with because I'm not going to be recommending anything to you that I don't know is a really good option for your child. Okay, let's crack on into it. The first toy I'm going to show you is probably going to be his most favourite toy ever in the entire world this Christmas, and it is a cleaning set. So this is the Melissa and Doug cleaning set. You can barely even see that, it's so big. And it comes with a little duster, a brush, a mop and a little dustpan and brush. And Samuel has played with these before. He absolutely adores them. He obviously adores anything cleaning that we do, so that's a really great option because of course toddlers love to do what you're doing, and that's a really great way to get them involved with cleaning. The next thing we've got him is the IKEA table and chairs, and he's going to absolutely love this because he loves to be sitting at a little table and chair by himself and eating. We've got it mainly for snack time, but we can also use it for him to practice setting the table with, and I think 12 to 18 months is a really great time to start that. And that really helps with the whole practical life activity ideas. So if you don't have a table and chairs for your child, I think this is the perfect time to get one and to kind of start introducing them to that, and I know that Samuel really loves sitting at his own little table and chairs. Okay, the next thing that's going to be amazing for toddlers of any age is going to be wooden puzzles. Now these come in obviously different difficulty levels. We've got this one from Melissa and Doug. It doesn't have any knobs at all, it's just the very chunky ones that you pull out. And also it does say you can use these little toys as basically to play with because they are so thick. You can see they're really thick, so you can use them as to play with as well. And so that's a kind of double thing as well because you can play with them, but you can also use them as a puzzle. So this is one for children that they've not quite got the fine motor skills there yet to use the little knobs. You can use, it's just a big chunky one you put in like that. That's a really great option. By the way, I'm going to leave links to everything I mentioned in today's video down below so you can go and check everything out. Yes, so I'll leave the link to that one down below. We also got this from a sale, so we got this really cheaply because wooden puzzles can be a little bit expensive, but if you go to sales you can usually find them second hand. I would say don't get ones that have got any pieces missing because that of course kind of ruins it for your child. But this one we got, and Samuel is very good with his fine motor skills, so he will be able to take these out very easily. And then the third one we've got is this little one here, which has got big pieces again with a smallish knob. You can obviously find ones with bigger knobs as well, if your child's still learning on developing their fine motor skills. Along the same theme of puzzles, this is a slightly more difficult one. The knobs on this are actually bigger, but it's obviously more difficult because the pieces look much more similar. So if you've got a slightly older child, that might be a good option. And then for an older child again, you've got this one. This is from Melissa and Doug. We actually found this for £1 in a charity shop, so that was a pretty good steal. And these ones basically just have they're much more difficult because they're letters. So this is a much older toddler. Samuel's not going to be playing with this for a while, and it's got like R and a rabbit, and then you match them together. So that's quite a bit more difficult, but I would say that if you do see a good deal, then snap it up because it's going to be gone. And for the next stage past like the wooden puzzles is this one, and this is a 2 3, 4 and 5 piece puzzle. So this is the very first option for like the basic actual puzzles that you click together. So that one again we got for a pretty good deal. The next thing that's great for this kind of age range is a basic shape sorter. I would recommend getting a fairly basic one with maybe only about 4 holes so that they can really start to master it. If you get one of those ones with loads and loads of different holes, they're going to get really discouraged and give up really easily because of course it's way too difficult for them. But if you do have one that's more difficult with loads of different holes, you can make it a little bit easier by just giving them a few of the shapes at a time and then kind of build up that way. You can get a stacking toy. We have one of those basic stacking toys with the massive rings, but as they get older you can get a more difficult stacking toy with the smaller rings, and you can get ones that fit in different ways. So there's loads of different stacking toy ideas. I'm going to pop them up here so you can see the different options there are, but they're for the older toddler. There are much more difficult ones with little things that you need to twist down, and then there's the much more basic ones for a younger toddler. Another toy is a Latches board, and this is essentially just a board with loads of different types of latches to open, and then you can open the little flaps and there's a little picture behind it. So we're going to get Samuel this for his Christmas this year, or we're going to ask someone to get him this anyway for his Christmas this year, and he's going to love it because he loves the lift the flap ideas. If your child likes the lift the flap in the book, then I can imagine they're going to love this one because it's really rewarding to kind of get the class one done and then open the little doors. Another Montessori classic is a pop-up toy. So this is just one of these little ones. This is pretty cheap on Amazon, and you just pick it up and they do that. What I would say about this is if your child is not ready for a shape sorter yet, this is a good option, because Samuel for a long time has literally just been learning to put these into the little holes. He doesn't like spring it himself or anything, but it's challenging enough just putting the little men into the little holes. So if your child isn't ready for a shape sorter yet, this is a really good place to start. The next toy recommendation is a threading activity. For a 12 month old child, this kind of activity is really good. This is just a small threading cheese. I actually thought it would be too difficult for my son, but he does it pretty well. So it's just one of these things that's got like a little string on the end and a little thing here, and they just will practice putting it through the hole and pulling it and putting it through like that. So that's a really good option for a 12 to 18 month old child. But for a slightly older child, this is another option, and this is just wooden beads and a thread. So this is the size of the beads, and they come with little pictures on them, and then this is the size of the string, so they have to work into putting that there. So that's for an older child when they kind of get the hang of the simpler threading activity. Now this toy is a really good option for a child that is right around 12-month age. My son got into this right around when he was 12 months because it's kind of difficult enough to challenge, but not too difficult that you couldn't do it. It's one of these things where you put the ball in here, and then it kind of, if it's going to do it, it's going to roll all the way down. So that's one of those kind of movement rolling down things. But once if you think your child's beyond that and they're ready for the next stage, then a good option is a click-clack track. So one of these nice wooden click-clack tracks, and all you do is you put your little car here, and then it kind of rolls all the way down. So it needs to be like a flat surface for it to work properly. But that's kind of the next step up from the more basic ball rolling down thing. You can get lovely wooden animal magnets that you can stick onto radiators or fridges, and these are really good for language development, so you can start to name the animals, and you can use them as a matching activity with other things that you have, like soft toys or little cards that you've got, and you can use them in other activities as well, as like as part of like posting activities. So this is kind of like a multifunctional thing, but even at the most basic level, just sticking the magnets to the fridge or to the radiator is a really fun thing for all toddlers, I think. Now a classic is blocks. So you can get small blocks, you can get big blocks. These ones are pretty small ones, and you can learn to stack them or build with them as you do. And then for actually a younger toddler, you can have Bristle blocks because they fit together much more easily. So you can see they stick together really easily, and they can be built that way. So that's a really good open-ended option. And then for the older child, the wooden blocks. If you've got a bit more space in your home, you can get a ride-on toy. This can be a wooden one, a plastic one, any kind of ride-on toy. As long as your child can get onto it easily and move easily, then that's a good option. That helps obviously with their gross motor skills and just movement, because I know movement is a really big thing as soon as they learn to walk. So Samuel loves playing with them at toddler groups, and I would recommend getting one of them if you've got a bit more space. Again, a little toy slide that they can walk up and slide down themselves. Another massive hit with my son. So just, yeah, if you've got space, a lovely little sled would be a good gift option as well. And then if your child is massively into climbing, which I feel like most toddlers are, and you've got a bigger budget, then either a Pikler frame or a Wobbel board are really good options. They are much more expensive and you do need a bit more space for them, but I feel like if you've got a child that just needs to climb and you're just going out of your mind crazy and trying to find something for them to climb on, then this is a really, really great option. Then as you move slightly older towards 18 months and probably much beyond that, you can get a wooden train track. This is one that we were given for Samuel, and he is too young for it, he doesn't understand the concept yet. So I would say for an older toddler, that's a really good option, and that's open-ended play again. And then there's a few other wooden toys that I wanted to share with you. Of course, vehicles for pretty much any age child, but especially a toddler that's just learning to move, that's a great option. Also, Samuel has loved playing with this for quite a few months now. This is essentially just little blocks, and they have little different kind of balls in them, they're different colours. There's multiple things you can do with this. You can stack them, you can talk about the colour, you can shake them. A few different things you can do with this, and it's actually been it's been a big hit in our house. And then again, for an older toddler, a let's pretend set of little fruits or vegetables or whatever that you can cut in half. I've got Velcro on them, you can cut in half with a little wooden knife. Again, for pretend play for when the child gets older. Another option for small world play and also language development is wooden or plastic animals. The ones we have are the Schleich, I think it's pronounced, plastic ones. So these ones that are like pretty realistic. They're very, very sturdy. I would recommend these ones. They look very realistic. They're they're hard plastic and they're not gonna get wrecked anytime soon. And then also this little set of the farm yard ones that he's gonna get for Christmas. And this can obviously, you can use them for a matching game, so you can make little cards and match them with the little animals, and you can just name the animals, and you can obviously use them for pretend play as well. So a really obvious one, but also a classic you can't beat, books. So some of my favourites include Listen to the Baby Animals, and I like this one because it's got the little things here which is really, really easy for a young toddler to press. I didn't even mean to press that. It's really easy for a young toddler to press, because some of the other ones have really hard buttons to press. This book series has loads of different ones. You can get Listen to the Jungle, Listen to the Pets, loads of different things. I highly recommend that. A Christian one is Daniel and the Hungry Lions. If you live in Scotland, the Glow Bookshop in Motherwell is a great place to get these. And then some more Montessori ones is Who's That? I will say as well that charity shops are pretty much where I get all my books because they're decent quality and very, very cheap. So this is one with loads of different photographs in it of animals. This one is, I think, intended for an older child, but little kids can enjoy it. And it's called I Love Trucks. So if you've got a child that's really massively into vehicles, they would love that one. And then ones that have been hits from a very young age are I Love Where's Spot? And that's the plastic one with the flaps. Little kids love flaps, of course. And then 10 Tiny Tadpoles, which so many kids love this, and Samuel adores it because it's got this little page at the end, and then it's got, I don't know, there's something about this that Samuel loves. So those are my top book recommendations for 12 to 18 months. So the last thing I'm going to share with you is art and craft activities. I've left this till the end because it's definitely for an older toddler. Samuel at the moment really isn't massively into art, but of course the things that I would recommend starting with is just basic chunky crayons, the crayons with the plastic coating that they don't break as easily. For painting, we've used these kind of sponge tool things, so that makes it a bit easier. There's these nice chunky paintbrushes that I found online, which we're considering getting, and yeah, just general paint, finger paints. I think art activities are something that get used up all the time, so that you can always buy. So if you've got an older toddler to buy for, I feel like art activities is a really safe bet because they're going to always need them, I think. Okay, so that's all the present and gift ideas that I've got for you guys today. I really hope this video was helpful. Leave me a comment down below, let me know which was your favourite idea and which you'd like to purchase the most. Subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, like I said, my next video is going to be a gift guide for under ones. So if you've got a younger child, then that's one to watch out for. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.